right, y'all. Number chapter 9. We'll deal with what we're doing one time. Yeah, Brother Tony, Numbers 9 and 1. Brother Tony invited me last night asking for the hotels. I had forgot to get with him on it. Yeah, it slipped my mind, but I sent it to him. Yeah, he took it off yesterday. Because he asked me to send it to him for, because he was like, it's probably still the Sabbath down there. And I'm like, yeah, it is. He probably in the air right now.
Yeah, yeah.
He was flying to Seoul, Korea at the time. Numbers 9 and 1 though. And Yah spake unto Moses in the wilderness in Sinai the first month of the second year after they would come out of the land of Egypt, saying, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. And the 14th day of this month at even you shall keep it in the appointed season. To all the rites of it, according to all the ceremonies thereof, ye shall keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover, and they that kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yah commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, but they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. Now I'm going to show you something. John chapter 18, verse 28. So these men came out of dead body. See, a lot of y'all didn't have no reason not to come for the first one. And a lot of y'all didn't have no reason not to come for the second. But because of certain reasons, the Lord is not holding that at your charge at this time. But you better start getting in your mind that it's important for you to honor these days. Because you niggas can come up with money to do everything you want to do. But you can't come up with money to be able to come see about the Lord. This ain't talking about giving no offerings or none of that. It's talking about if you know when these dates are, why wouldn't you be setting aside money for travel, food, and lodging so when the days come, it would be easy? You know what I'm saying? Now the next week, after Pentecost, ain't till September. Now often we wonder if the Lord spare our lives that long. What's some of you niggas' excuses gonna be for that? Come see me tell you, I promise to you, every one of y'all that's not present will be utterly shamed if Tony walked in that room and you are not there. There is nowhere in the world you should let a man come from the other side of the world and you stay in the same state, some of y'all, in the same country. And it wasn't that important for you to make it, but it was important for him to fly half all the way across the world for it. Now you let that sink in your heart and ask yourself, do you really love God like you say you do? Because this ain't just to be picking at y'all or saying something. This is really to make you examine, are you really in the faith? How can you let a person come all the way from the other side of the world and the furthest any of y'all state is Pale and Sean with a 16-hour drive? That man gonna fly in the air longer than that just to get over here. And then gotta take another flight to actually get in the continental United States. And then take another flight to get to the state of Florida. You let that sink in your head. John 18 and 25. Well, actually 28. Then they led Yahshua from Capheus unto the hall of judgment, and it was early. And they themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled, but that they may eat the Passover. Now you can see why these people didn't want to go in that judgment hall. You see what he just said? Because if they were defiled, and they couldn't took the Passover, now could they? So you have to understand and know that. That's why they said this. That's why we want to go in there. Because if they judge it, that they may kill him here. And you can't, as a Jew, you can't be around a dead body. I ain't talking about like touching. If you in the same place as the dead body, you are unclean. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my sister came down here and we had to go to that funeral, it wasn't no big deal because we wasn't going in no sanctuary. Man, I didn't want to go in there though. Just the fact it's dead bodies in there. It doesn't matter that we didn't actually see them or touch them or go near them. That whole building is defiled. And as soon as we stepped in there, guess what that made us? Made us unclean too. That's why the people say we're not stepping in now. Come on back to Numbers chapter 9. I know some of y'all, this stuff ain't important to some of y'all. So you just go ahead and take your rest. Like the Lord said, you take your rest. You sleep on, brother. You sleep on. Verse 6, now we say, and there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man, whereof are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of Yah in his appointed season among the children of Israel? And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what Yah will command concerning you. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto Yah. The 14th day of the second month at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it in unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover they shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbear to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of Yah in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. So I just put it to you this way. Once the Lord give me the order that's what it is, and it ain't but a couple of things, Lord permit, have to be done for that order to be done, and you say you own the books, and if you not unclean, or let's just say you went somewhere and you had to be all the way in Australia and you weren't able to make it, just know that you canceled and your services will no longer be needed in the community. Because that man say those are the only two reasons why you shouldn't be there. You either were a journey or far off, or you were unclean. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. And that ain't just for Passover, that's for all of them. Like, what reason would you have not to be there? So, because he said forbearing me, I don't want to do it. See, y'all done got too comfortable with the internet stuff. That's why it ain't always good to say you're going to be in the Word, and then you not around people in the Word, because see, you niggas sit at the house, scratching your butt, you know what I'm talking about? Playing with your phone, playing on your laptop, trying to watch TV, messing with your people. You ain't focused on the Word. You ain't focused on what you're doing. You know what I'm talking about? Because I already know that's what some of these niggas be doing. Every time we do this here, you niggas playing on your phone, you online. You know what I'm talking about? You're playing with your laptop, you're eating, scratching your butt. You know what I'm talking about? Burping. You know what I'm talking about? Picking bullets. All type of stuff. And you're like, I missed that. What the hell was you saying? If it's going to be recorded, ought to be paying attention. I'm going to show y'all something though. Numbers chapter 35 before we get to what we got to look at. I'm going to show y'all one thing before we get to more. I'm for real though, man. This your soul. You niggas playing. Some of you niggas don't like correction. You don't play that role, but you'll get corrected, then turn right back around and do the same thing. Numbers chapter 35. I want you to look at about verse 15. These 6 cities shall be a refuge for both the children of Israel and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that every one that kill any person unawares may flee thither. And if he smite with the instrument of iron so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he smite him with a throwing stone wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. And the murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with the hand weapon of wood wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meet him, he shall slay him. Now what you think this could be talking about? What y'all think this could be talking about? Sit and think about it real hard now. This man said if you smite him with an instrument of iron. You know what an instrument of iron would be? Think real hard.
Sword.
A sword is one. A knife is one. A blade is one. John chapter 19 and verse 30. John chapter 19, verse 30. John chapter 19, verse 30. And when Yahshua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished, and he bowed his head, and he gave up the ghost. The Jews therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high day, besought Pilate that the legs might be broken, and that they might be taken away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first, and the other which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yahshua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his leg. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came out there blood and water. That sounds like to me they struck this man with an instrument of iron. Is not a spear an instrument of iron? So then he just said, whoever do that, they are a murderer. What did the people say when Pilate said, I wash my hands in this man's blood? What did the people turn around and say?
Let his blood be on us.
Let his blood be on us. So they acknowledged that they were murderers then. So I want you to look at something else in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, about verse 22. And after that, I want you to look at Hebrews chapter 6. Hebrews, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. What? Have ye not houses to eat and drink in? Or do you despise the house of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? And I praise you in this? I praise you not. For I have received of the Lord that which I delivered unto you, that the Lord, Yahshua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. And the same manner also he took the cup, and when he supped, saying, this is the cup of the New Testament in my blood, this do ye, as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. Now let's sit back and look at it. He said, if you drink this cup and eat this bread unworthily, you guilty of this man's blood. But don't you know if you actually commit sin, you guilty of this man's blood? Because if you're drinking it unworthily, that means you got to be a sinner then, obviously. Now you know that Genesis chapter 9 verse 6 say, whoever spills man's blood, by man his blood's got to be shed, because the image of God made he him. And this man just said that if you use the instrument of iron, that a man would die, you were a murderer, and you shall surely be put to death. Remember how we just looked yesterday? When this man said his reward is with him, to give every man according to his work shall be. See, y'all don't sit back and look at that. See, you niggas think you can run your mouth or just, oh, I know I'm Israel. Oh, well, I listen every Sabbath. I don't eat no swine. But remember how we read about Amaziah? His heart was not perfect with God. It took the right situation and circumstance for him to come out and show how he really felt, where his heart really was at. See, a lot of your heart is not with God. Matter of fact, since I said that, we'll get to Hebrews chapter 6, Psalm 78. I just want you to hear what the man got to say about it. He talking to somebody. Maybe they're here. Psalm 78, verse 33. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. And when he slew them, then they saw him, and they returned and inquired early after God. Ain't that funny? That when you around here doing what you want to do, you ain't think about the Lord. Something bad happened. That's when everybody want to say, oh my God. A lot of you niggas, some of y'all the same way with everything lovely. Y'all ain't think about the Lord. It get ugly. Lord help me, please. Why me? He's sitting there looking at you. Why not you, nigga? You know what you've been doing. This why you. He's saying, then they remember that God was their rock and the high God their redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues, for their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant. You know, we didn't even read verse 8. But see, in verse 8, he said that he would hope that you don't be a stubborn and rebellious generation, because your heart was not set aright, and your spirit wasn't steadfast with God. And some of y'all heart's not right, and your spirit is not. You don't mean to be steadfast. Y'all know what it means to be steadfast? Y'all come over Hebrew chapter 6. We still holding up.
Steady, bro.
Steady. Grind. I'm riding with you. I ain't going nowhere. A lot of y'all don't ride with the Lord. You ride with the Lord when it's convenient for you. Most of y'all only gonna ride with the Lord when you want something. And 99.9% of the time, it ain't nothing spiritual you want. It's always something carnal. I sure would like this job. I sure would like this little bit of money to get this outfit. I sure would like a new car. I sure want a husband. I sure want a wife. You know what I'm saying? Hebrews 6 and 4. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Ruach HaKodesh and have tasted the good word of God and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh and put him to an open shame. Now, ain't none of y'all been baptized yet. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something for you to consider. You don't want to actually be crucify this man again and put him to an open shame. If you put him to an open shame, borderline, you're almost guilty of his blood. You know what I'm saying? You also know what instruments of iron is that you take a man and hit him with too, right? You know what another instrument of iron is that you can use to hit a man with? To kill him. No. Think real hard. If it's about the Lord, you know they ain't hit the man with no axe or no machete.
Oh, it's like
not the spear. Not the spear. We already touched the spear.
I'm talking about
What's the only other piece of iron this man could have got hit with? Think real hard now. It's right there in front of his face. The nails. The nails. The nails. The nails. How else did he die? He was already dead when they hit him with the spear. What you think the nails were made out of? The nails were straight iron. And they used the nail to do what? Smite him mortally that he died, right? So them people is murderers. So when we actually, Hebrews 10 and 25, I want y'all to really understand this and know this stuff here really need to be coming in your brain. 26, what we want, it really need to come. Matter of fact, I'm going to read 25 too. And then just like I said, I want you to notice here, just like a couple weeks back, Brother Governor rolled all the way down here just for the Sabbath. 5-hour ride. Some of y'all, see, I'm going to sit and tell you, see, some of y'all, this right here, in the 25th verse right here. Listen what he tells you. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, so much the more as you see the day approaching. See, when you actually don't want to be gathered, because all this going back to Psalms 119, I'm in the companion of those that fear thee. See, when you float in dolo, it's real easy for you to get up, because ain't nobody to warn you, ain't nobody to challenge you, ain't nobody there to encourage you. So all you gonna do is just be doing what you do, which is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which is hypocrite. And then guess what ends up happening? You lifting up your eyes in hell after this man open up this book and say, I don't know you niggas. And you know the worst part is, that don't bother some of y'all. That don't bother some of y'all. It really don't. But guess what? It's your soul. It's your soul. You do what you want to with it. He said, for if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remain no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful look of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy, who trodden underfoot the Son of God, and have counted the blood of the covenant where he was sanctified, an unkodesh thing, and have done despite unto the Spirit of grace. Do you not realize when them people screamed out, crucifying, crucifying, that they trampled the Son of God underfoot? You do realize that, right? You do realize that they said he is a blasphemer because he said he the Son of God. So they counted him who was because he said, Father, sanctify them by thy truth, thy word is truth. I sanctify myself by the truth, that they might be sanctified by the truth. They counted him an unkodesh thing. They said this man was unclean. I'll show you how they said he was unclean. Mark chapter 3, verse 28. Why else would you scream out to kill somebody if you thought he was clean? Make it 23. 22 better. Mark chapter 3, verse 21. We're telling you this stuff because we love you so you can save your soul. A lot of y'all don't want to save yourself. You just want to keep on being a nigga. And I say be a nigga all the way to hell. Be a hypocrite all the way to hell. That's how I say I told y'all the other day. And I done told some of y'all this before. Like, I don't know what it is to say one thing and do another. And not because I was so spiritual. I just wasn't like that. That just wasn't my personality. To say one thing and do another. What I said, that's what I did. If I was doing wrong, I was doing wrong. I ain't try to hide and sugarcoat it or none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I told you I was messing with the girl when I was 19. I told her I ain't gonna sleep with no other woman while I'm with you. I told her that. I meant that. But she still thought that I was doing this, that, and the other. But I'm not gonna lie to you and say one thing and do another. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm having sex with like 3, 4 hoes, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What am I play with you for? See, the reason why we like that, it takes too much energy to be doing all that lying. Then I got to remember the lie I told you. I got to remember the story I told you. I got to remember that I present myself this way to this person and that way to this person. That's too much work. I just go ahead and be like, man, what you see is what you get. You don't like it, get from around. That's too much work. I ain't got no time to do that though. I ain't never been a nigga want to live off no woman, exploit no woman. You know what I'm talking about? Try to exploit people, take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Scheming all the time. I just ain't that type of nigga, man. I'll go it out before I do all that. Some of y'all had no problem scheming. Some of y'all had no problem pretending. Some of y'all ain't got no problem being a hypocrite whatsoever. That's just how you roll. You've been doing it for so long, you don't know nothing else. I feel sorry for you that you picked up that character trait. You know what I'm talking about? Because you had it 9 times. I don't think most people are born a hypocrite. I believe it's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I don't believe people born a hypocrite. I believe that's a learned behavior. I believe you sat around and you watched two-faced, phony, fake people and you emulated that. You know what I'm saying? I never saw that, so I never had an opportunity to emulate that. You know what I'm saying? Mom Goose just kept it 100. My team was just 100, man. And then I just learned, like, it's too hard. How many of y'all just know you told lies like it was nothing? You know what I'm saying? And you remember, I'm talking about, I done told lies, but I ain't tell them like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas who know me, they'll tell you a lot of things. A lie ain't one of them. That don't mean I ain't never told no lies. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't no known liar. I tell you straight up, like my homeboy coming up, fat boy coming up, be like, man, why are we at? You know, some niggas didn't lie, man. I don't know. I be like, shoot, I smoked with my nigga, the money in the cabin, though. I left you some money to get you another bag. I burnt him, though. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I might tell him I smoked before he walked in, before he even had a chance to head. Well, $30 on the table, I smoked the weed, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because it be too, the energy that you got to take to remember the lie that you told. You know what I'm saying? It's too much work. How many of y'all won't be honest today and be like, what, you would act a different way depending on who was around? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, Life know me, I was the same around everybody. I be out east, I was the same nigga out east that I was on Atlantic Beach. I'm the same nigga on Atlantic Beach that I was on the south side where I grew up. When I went to prison, went to county, same nigga. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how some people, they got an image, they want people to look at it this way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was a dope boy, I get all these hoes, I do all this here. Nigga just know. But that nigga realize I smoke a lot of weed. How about it? You know what I'm saying? It's just too much energy. You know what I'm saying? Energy I could have been, I could be using somewhere else. The reason why I mentioned it now here, if you actually go back and you look at all that energy you wasted pretending to be something that you weren't, and you still doing it now, do you not realize that you might as well just let that go and just keep it 100, man? Your life would be a lot easier. Things would be a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying? You'll realize that you won't be so drained because you trying to uphold and keep up a facade that is not reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. And I'm telling you this stuff, and when I was young, I was like this. It's not because I was so spiritual or none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was just, man, it's too much work. It's just too much work, man. I ain't got time for that, man. Look here, man. If you don't like me, so what? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a nigga hard up to make no friends. So I didn't care for, and that's the reason why I was like that, because I didn't care if a nigga liked me or not. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to be liked. If a nigga say they don't want to be liked, they lying. If somebody say they don't want friends, they lying. If somebody say they don't want a wife or a husband, I ain't gonna say they lying, because some people may not want, but nobody want to be alone. After a period of time, you gonna want to mate. It ain't many people that got that saying like the Lord say, and there's some that be made themselves units for the kingdom of God, saying he that can receive it, let him receive it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that wealth thought, not just the abstaining for sex, but the wanting for companionship. See, some of you niggas only want to get married because you want to get your little thing wet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I ain't lying, and some of you women only just want somebody to tickle your vagina. That's the only reason why you want to get married. Some people want to get married. Yeah, they want to have legal sex, but some people want that companionship. You know what I'm talking about? Some people sit back and look at, well, Tyler rolling over this bed, ain't nothing over there but another pillow. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Paul told you in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. He said, man, if you married, you ain't sinning, man. He said, you just had trouble in your flesh, but he said, but I spare you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you with that, man, because I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all, oh, man, don't get married, man. You don't sit there, man, ain't nothing wrong with it. Just get yourself mentally prepared to be able to fall in that role. Ain't nobody want to be alone. But at the same time, you got to be strong enough and comfortable enough with yourself to be able to abide alone. Some of y'all can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all can't do that. Which let me know you ain't suitable for no mate. If you talk about getting married, a lot of times, and I know women do it a lot, only time a lot of women go to talk about relationships because the people around them getting married or they being one. And when they ain't one, they want somebody too. See, men don't really do that there. They won't express it out loud. They just keep it to themselves. See, you know what I'm saying? Men and women a lot different. You know what I'm saying? A woman be like, you know, you can get love, this, that, that, and that, because they see their people get love. Man ain't gonna be sitting around, that's gay.
Right. Right. Poetry.
You know what I'm saying? All that stuff here. Man don't do stuff like that. Y'all just hold on. You gonna get a good look. Hold out for a good one, all that type of stuff, man. Nigga, that fair great type stuff. You can look at a nigga, tell he homosexual. I seen the picture of a nigga look like a big alien, man. Big waterboard head, nigga look gay. You know how lame some of you women is? He can't be gay. He got a wife. Yeah, like that means something. All these niggas they catching out here, they don't put the shame in the victim's advocate no more. All these niggas they catching out here tricking with boys, tricking with transvestites. You talking about nigga can't be gay. Where do you think all these AIDS cases come from? I ain't seen it in there in a minute. I always looking at that shit, I'm waiting to catch me a nigga I know. I seen you in there, boy. But what you saying? What you doing tricking on April Davis, boy? What you doing tricking on Pearl, boy? Cause y'all, I don't know about y'all city, but anybody walking the street selling vagina or booty around here, they smoke bass. They say 95% of all the prostitutes in Duval County crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this ain't New York, Chicago, and Hawaii like you ever seen on American Pimp and Pimp on the Old Down. Talking about all them fine bad women walking down them tracks. Ain't nothing but smoke around here, buddy. Ain't nothing but smoke. The ones that look halfway decent, they tricking on Backpage and Craigslist. And you still better watch them because they vagina on fire. You know what I'm talking about? That was something I ain't never did. All that tricking, I ain't doing all that. I ain't with all that stuff, man. I buy some weed, man. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm telling you, I ain't even tipping no stripper. I'm telling you, me and my homegirl went to the strip club. She looked me in the face because she used to dance. She like, you ain't gonna tip her? I said, no, I ain't gonna tip her. You can tip her. Shoot, nigga, that thing say tip, sip, or dip. So what I'm finna do, and I'm finna get this cup of yike, and I'm just gonna sit right here, and I'm gonna just take a sip, you know I'm drunk. So I'm gonna just sit on sipping. I ain't tipping these hoes. I refuse. I don't agree with what you doing, even though I was selling crack. How hypocritical is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm selling crack, and I'm like, I don't support what these hoes doing. I ain't giving nothing. I bet that I didn't even want to go to the strip club. She just threw a tantrum that she wanted to go out, and we ended up going to three. I put it this way. I already knew I was going out. When she came to the house, I said, man, I really want to sit here and smoke weed and watch Streets is watching. I'm throwing that out there, hoping she go for it. You know what I'm saying? If she say I want to go out, I'm going to go because I already done resigned in my mind and I'm going. But just in case, I got to put that out there because I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? They like say, oh, I want to go. We went 3 strip clubs, man. I was bored crazy. You know what I'm saying? Arguing with all that stuff, man, all that trick and all that type of stuff. Man, man, if I got to give you some money to be with you and have sex with you, I hope it fall off. I hope there's a type of algae or growth just pop out your vagina and just swallow your whole face up. You know what I'm saying? Like straight on the mouth. Cause I just be a fit. Cause you know some women they be like that. Like they be real. You can really tell they trying to get what's in your pocket. They trying to get your money. You know what I'm saying? They don't actually have a care nothing about you. They think that they can get something up out of you. I can see that stuff coming a mile away, and I'm gonna shut that down before it even start. Cause if you size me like that, I'm gonna feel insulted, and the first thing gonna come to my mind is, what about me made you think that I was a lame, and that I was a buffer, and that I was a paymaster? Now I'm offended because you thought I was a sucker, and now I got to straighten you. Cause my mama had a man. I don't fall weak for vagina. It don't move me. There's plenty of women out here with it. There's plenty of them out here tossing it out here for absolutely nothing. You know what I'm talking about? To be falling all over crazy about no woman. I don't care how good you say you blow penises, somebody do it better. I don't care how good you say your vagina is, it's somebody's that's better. I don't care how big you think your butt is, it's somebody's booty who's bigger. I don't care how pretty you think you are, it's somebody who's prettier. I don't care how big you think your titties is, it's somebody's titties who's bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, I look at it. I done had women think you supposed to do something for them because they pretty. What? It's a lot of men would like to be with me, and I was like, well, you need to go fuck them niggas then. She talking about, you girl asked me, would you blow my booty? Absolutely not. It's a lot of niggas who blow my booty. Well, you need to go find them niggas and get them niggas to blow your booty. Cause I'm not gonna do it. Y'all know it, cause some of y'all probably done did it. Y'all done do stuff out there to a dude, see if he'll bite. Y'all know it, like, how many of you women gonna sit there and say you just gonna do something? It ain't gotta be nothing sexual, you just do something out there, see if he bite. And guess what a lot of you niggas did cause you wanted to sleep with her? You went ahead and did. You went ahead and did. Went on and did. Boy, I was that nigga like this here. If I wasn't gonna do it, nah, I ain't gonna do it. It's like, what? I done had few women tell me I was the only man telling them no. And I told you ain't that pretty. I don't want to have sex with you that bad. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Can't be around here lame for no vagina, man. Y'all really better start being some men, have some sense, start falling weak for some protein pops. You gonna stand up, you'll be alright. You ain't gonna die. If you done had it before, you know how I feel. And if you ain't never had it before, you don't know what you're missing, so you'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Straight up. If you done had it before, you know what it don't gotta just do with sex. Anything. If it's anything that you can't do right now because of the word, but in certain situations that allow you to do it, if you know what comes from it, you ain't got to be stressing yourself for it. It'll come. And if you ain't never had it, you can't miss what you never had. You know what I'm talking about? You might have your mind clicked right, man. Got to be more mentally strong. Mark 3:22. I didn't have to tell y'all that. Somebody need to hear it. Y'all need to stop being weak for these women. Y'all women stop thinking your vagina is the greatest thing smoking, because it ain't. You know what I'm saying? What's greater than that? I'm telling you, man. You show me a beautiful woman. Like Bill Moss, I'll show you somebody tired of having sex with her. So once your body or your face, what do you have? What is it about your character and your personality? I'm telling you, man, once a man done jumped up and down with you and he done put you in every position he could think he could put you in, now what? You know, when you look in America, the number one thing they do in America is they say to keep your marriage going, how to spice up your sex life. They always want to make you think your whole relationship is based on physical. Like I told you a couple weeks ago, that girl that said that she would want to see what a nigga penis do and then see if they could be compatible later. This is what this country teach you. You don't care about people's character. All these women all America teach you is if he got some money and a big penis, he's a keeper. You know what I'm saying? He could be the most rotten nigga ever born. But you don't care. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side, all they got you need to think about, oh, if she got a big old butt, that's what you want. Oh, girl, and she likes sports and she can cook. No. This woman here gonna raise my children. What else she got? I gotta live with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all, those of y'all that married, how many times you done felt like, boy, you didn't want to jump out the window and get away from your spouse?
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong. It happened. I'm telling y'all around here with these old fantasy dreams about what I'm telling you now, there's gonna be some time. I guarantee you, there'll be a time I don't want to kick teeth right out the front door. Get out. Go find a friend or something. Go cut some grass. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? Go get a swell. Do something. Straight up. Take them children with you. Take them children out the door with you. Because I sit back and look at them and think, I don't mind taking care of no children now. And y'all already know that though. I'm out here, you take them niggas with you. Because if you don't take them with you, you might not be able to get back in the house. Because if you leave them here, you're changing the locks. You say, where's your mama? She don't live here no more. That's why I say you take them with you. It might let you back in the house because you got the kids. If you ain't got the kid, change the locks. Mama don't live here no more. Y'all think gang, I wait my own turn. I ain't one of them dudes be like, oh, I'm going to pawn my kids off on their mama every chance I get. I don't mind having mine. Straight up and down. I don't mind having mine. I don't like changing no diapers. I do it. I changed the both diapers for years. There wasn't nobody to pass off to. I had to change them diapers, and it was horrible. Look at Mark 3:22. And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said, he had Beelzebub, and by the prince of devils he cast out devils. And he said unto them, called them unto him, and said unto them in the parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. That's why some of y'all can't stand, because you double-minded, because you divide against yourself. That's why James told you purify your minds, you double-minded. Because you know when you double-minded, you unstable. You know what I'm saying? See, some of y'all, you want to be in the world and you want the word. You want your family and you want God. You want your friends, but you want God. You want money, but you want God. You want this, but I want God. I want all this type of stuff. So guess what that means? Since you unbalanced, you don't know where you're going, you're not able to do anything. I had a girl tell me that one time. She said, I'm double-minded. I said, well, do something about it then, nigga. What you telling me for? If you know what your problem is, why you ain't been, and I'm giving you enough word to correct it. So what is your problem? So you just want to be like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to tell you. It come a point in time you realize if you find yourself and you given the tools to correct something, that means you want to be like this. Because you ain't taking the step necessary to eliminate it. And a lot of times the reason you don't want to take the steps to eliminate it, because you don't really want to look at yourself and see that ugly, hard truth about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen Beetlejuice? You know what I'm saying? But you see what you look like, you don't want to see that face in the mirror. It's going to scare you. Yeah, he's an ugly little buff now. Ugly little nigga. That Mike Keaton too. They like I said, don't say it 3 times, he pop up. He's saying if Satan can rise up against himself, a house divided and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. Just remember that now. If you divide it, you got an end. Not only that, if you divide it, you got an end. Because you know what it means if you divide it? That means you're not Levi, that means you're not joined. And if you're not joined to God, how you got life? Y'all understand that? Y'all realize that? That man said, if you be divided, you have an end. That means you separated from God. How you gonna make it on that? I don't know how you gonna make it. So we say, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house. Truly I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of man, and blasphemies wheresoever they shall blaspheme. But he that shall blaspheme against the Ruach HaKodesh hath never forgiveness, but is in danger of eternal damnation. Do you know what that man mean when he say no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he bind the strong man? Y'all know what he means when he says it? You know what he's actually trying to tell you?
Ain't nobody really make you sin. Do things, you gotta do them to your own accord,
Yeah, but see when he said no man can bind the strong man and spoil the house. You know who was a strong man that was binded and they came to spoil him? You know Samson was bound and they came to spoil him. What he's sitting here telling you is that Satan cannot come through and destroy you unless you are a slave to sin first. Once this man has bound you to sin, then he can come through and get you. You know what I'm saying? See, if you free from sin, then that man can't enter into your house. Because he actually talking about your tabernacle of your body. You know, in Job chapter 11, he said, get iniquity out of your tabernacles. You know what I'm saying? See, if sin is not dwelling in your mortal body. I want to sit back, so what that is. Look at Romans chapter 6. That's what it is. That just came to my mind. That what I just said just came to my mind. I had to remember where it was at. Romans 6 and 9. He said, knowing that the Messiah, being raised from the dead, died no more, death had no more dominion over him. For in that he died under sin once. But in that he lived under God. Likewise reckon ye also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto God through Yahshua HaMashiach our Lord. Let no sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. Because remember in John, you come back to Mark chapter 3. Remember in John, hold on. That's Tony asking what type of shirt he got to wear. Tony asking what type of shirt he got to wear. He is I'm telling you.
Trying to get right.
I'm telling you. But nah, this is what I'm telling you though. This man just sat back and said, don't let sin reign in your mortal body. Remember in John chapter 10, he said the thief don't do nothing but what? But to steal, kill, and destroy. He said the strong man, he said the man can't come in and spoil your house or spoil your goods unless you bound for. Remember Yahshua told you in John chapter 8, he that commits sin is the servant of sin. So if you are bound to sin, then you can't be like how we mentioned Samson. What happened when Samson was bound with that flax? When the Spirit of Yah came on him, what happened? He broke it. Remember in Acts chapter 2 how Peter said it wasn't possible that death could hold him. You know what I'm saying? See now, Satan coming in, he trying to keep you bound to sin. If Yahshua come through and break no bond, then guess what that means? If you a strong man, that means you can fight. You can resist. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you bound, you can't resist, you at his mercy. And when he say coming to steal, kill, and destroy, guess what that means? I'm coming to take eternal life from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to take the riches that God. Remember how we dealt with the riches this man got at his father? All the inheritance, all the silver. I'm coming to take that from you. We ain't talking about all that. I want to jump y'all out you here in that Christian church. I bind in the name of Jesus everything that Satan done stole. You know what I'm saying? All that stupid retarded stuff. Because right now, he trying to steal your life from you. See, these people try to make it think about it's about money or all this old stuff. Man ain't never took nothing from you because if God didn't let you get it, it wasn't yours to have. Dumb nigga. But what you sitting there, y'all fail to realize is this man coming to take your life from you. I want you to look at James chapter 4. Because remember I just said, now if you free, if you broken from the shackles of sin, then something happened. James about 4 and 7. See if verse 7 what I want. Y'all all right? Y'all don't hear mighty quiet on this phone. Y'all breathing, y'all alive. I see Langston say he good. I guess everybody else ain't. It's all right though. That's right. He said, thank you for the motels. He said, I just want to confirm I need a white collar shirt now. If only you mention that, then the Lord, like he said, the Lord made somebody know. Somebody's going to hell. And it ain't just for not showing up for Pentecost. It's your mentality. It's your mentality. And on top of this here, and I got to finish this here because I didn't finish that out about him moving you to jealousy. Because this man is a Gentile. It's more important for this man to come serve your God than it is for you to do it. That ought to shame you. He said he headed to New York this evening. He in Seoul, Korea right now. He said it's a great city. Seoul, South Korea. Not North Korea.
No.
North Korea ain't letting nobody in there.
He probably wouldn't get out the phone.
He wouldn't even flew through there.
He wouldn't get out there. They wouldn't let it in. 4
and 7. Make it 5. Verse 5 of James chapter 4. James 4 and 5. Listen what it says. And he said, do you think that the scriptures say in vain, the spirit that dwell in us lust to envy? But he gives more grace, wherefore he said, God resists the proud, but give grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. How else can you resist the devil to flee from you unless you free? You know this is going to take us back about not being bound and strong man? Remember when Jacob was wrestling with that angel? Remember what that was symbolizing? That was symbolizing Yahshua beating death and overcoming it. Prevailing. Remember we read yesterday in John 16 and 63. John 16 and 33. He's showing me some of their cuisine. He said, be of good cheer, I'll overcome the world. In order to overcome the world, that means that's why I had to be broken free of the shackles so I could fight. Now I've been having it in my mind to look at this, but let's come back to Ephesians chapter 6 and let's see. I've been having it in my mind to do it in a different way. But we'll do it like this. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. And matter of fact, because this came up with her on her job, I'm going to knock this out. Start at verse 1. And I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do it like this here. We're going to get to Ezekiel chapter 20. And we're going to finish Numbers 35. Y'all just bear with me. Look like we could go a little tad longer. I didn't want to go past an hour and a half. It's almost 9 o'clock now. He said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. That means every last one of you children ought to know how to respect and obey your parents. And you parents, if your kids don't necessarily obey you, that ain't but for 2 reasons. You either not obey God yourself, therefore he will not give your children a mind to obey you, or you have not laid it down to where your children actually respect your authority. You know what I'm saying? Because honor means to respect. That's why I keep telling y'all, don't be their friends. You're their parent first. You know what I'm talking about? They need to respect your authority. And if they don't respect your authority, guess what that means? It's time to lay that goon hand down. You know what I'm saying? And laying that goon hand down ain't always necessarily going upside their head, neither. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something. You gonna respect me in my house. I come from that era. You know what I'm saying? You don't respect me in my house. So that means you parents give your children something to respect. They'll respect you. You know what I'm talking about? Give them something to respect. He says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. That means don't be around there just be doing them little boys. Don't be doing them little boys dirty, man. Don't be doing them kids dirty, man. Just treat them any kind of way, all nasty, and they be mad. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. When you grew up with parents that were real, mean, nasty people. The way you were angry all the time, and if you had a chance, you punch your dad in the throat. You know what I'm saying? Not just because you was mad, because it was something you wanted to do and he didn't let you do it. But if you had the chance, I cut it. I'm telling you. That's why I believe my cousin swung on my uncle that day, because he kept provoking him. Because you trying, you just needed you doing stuff to get a reaction out your kids. Don't do them like that. He say, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart as unto the Messiah. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but service of the Messiah, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men. So you know what they're telling you? When you on your jobs and you got a supervisor, you ought to be serving your supervisor as if they were the Lord, not treating these people with the honor and respect that you would give to the Lord, but doing it because you doing it for him, not for them. Listen what he said now. Let me read it again. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. That means anybody who your supervisor or over you at your job, are they not your masters? They got rule and authority over you, dog. Yep. He said according to the flesh. See, if we actually go look back in the law in Leviticus, it talk about that. Let's go and look at it, Leviticus chapter 25. So y'all can see it's in the law now. So you don't think I'm just making this stuff up. Leviticus 25, I'll talk about verse 35. I see in 35 what I want. This is what he said, if that brother be waxing poor, that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. It might be Deuteronomy what I'm looking for. See, talking about the children of Israel being some of them Deuteronomy. We'll talk about driving that all through your ear. That's somebody who would be pleased to serve. Yes, sir. I'm trying to remember what we want. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some of y'all sitting back and looking at, but the Lord ain't never told you to buck somebody who was over you. When you look at Daniel, Daniel did not buck. When people were over him, he served them. And he served them as unto the Lord. He didn't serve them as unto, I'm doing this here. See, some of y'all be like this here, you want to impress your co-workers. I'm talking about lips stay blind and it ain't because you right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a nigga kiss nobody behind. Straight up. My work spoke for itself. If you ask me to do something, I'm going to do it. I may not like you. Deuteronomy 15 is what I want. About verse 17. I'll back it up by 15. Thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt, and Yah thy God redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loved thee in thy house, because he is well with thee. Then thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise. Because it's sitting back talking about somebody, there'll be somebody poor, and they fall to you in the year release. You know what I'm talking about? And they be working for you and all this. Because that's what Jubilee was about. Somebody became your servant. Right. And when somebody became, and that's in Leviticus 25, but there's too much stuff that we don't want to really. 6 years. 7 years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get into it. You freed them in the year of Jubilee in the 7th year. But if that person did not want to leave, they could stay. You know what I'm saying? You remember in the book of Exodus, in Exodus 20, he said your servants had to rest on the Sabbath as well. These people watch for you. You know what I'm saying? See, people see servants and they all, you come back to Ephesians chapter 6, and they automatically, their minds go to racing and all this here. People see that there because in other translations it'll say slave master. You know what I'm saying? But then niggas go on their job and say, I'm on the plantation. I'm a slave, and you realize you work for these people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Black people, the only people go on people's job and tell the people what they're not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Now these people hired you to do a job, and you're going to tell these people you're not going to do their job. Now guess what? You might work for somebody who is a straight douchebag. Yes, sir. Yeah. But guess what though? You might not necessarily sign on for it. Keep that stuff to yourself. Talk about it when it's over with. Yeah, okay. So you sit back and look at it now. The man say, servants be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart as unto the Messiah. That means that you doing that for the Lord. You need to separate them and how you looking at them and look at it. I serve God. Right. So what I'm doing it for him. This nigga's a douchebag. That ain't got nothing to do with my soul. You niggas will lose your soul about your job. Y'all don't realize how tight this thing is, because the man just sat back and told you. Do that now. This is what else he say now. Not with our service as men pleasers, but as service of the Messiah, doing the will of God from the heart. So don't be doing it just trying to keep your boss off your back. Do it because it's the will of God for you to obey him. You know what I'm saying? They don't make no good. If they ain't telling you to, man, look, if they ain't telling you to go against God's word, what is the problem? You know what I'm saying? What is the problem? Sit there and think about it. What is the problem? That ain't in my job description. I know a lot of y'all have been on a job and people have asked you to do something. They're like, that ain't in my job description. Shoot, I was on night and the phone had me to go Christmas trees and all this stuff. Now see, in that situation, I ain't touching. I tell you, look here, my faith won't allow me to do that. I don't mind doing nothing, but I cannot do that. Unless you want me to burn them, then I will gladly do it. You know what I'm saying? Verse 10 of this same chapter. Hold on. I want you to read verse 8. Read here verse 8. Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man do, the same shall receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. So don't you know if you obey your boss and you do that good, you're going to get that from the Lord? He's going to see that. He's going to reward you for it. Because y'all don't sit back and look at that. Man, I can't stand this nigga. He always, I hate this Christ. I hate this hoe. I hate this dude. That's all going through your mind when you sit back looking at it. Just do what? The Lord sat back and told you. If your enemy thirsty, give him something to drink. If he's hungry, give him some bread. Hold on, Romans chapter 12. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We still holding Mark chapter 3, number 35, Ephesians chapter 6, and Lord permitting, we'll get to Ezekiel 20. Y'all can't be around here talking about you Jews treat people in kind of way, acting no crazy old crazy type nigga. Romans chapter 12, verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil, provide things honest in the sight of all men. That means be just in the sight of everybody you around, and just because somebody do evil to you, don't mean you do it right. That's the same way y'all be getting the argument with people. I told y'all about this other day. Somebody say something mean, you want to say something mean back. You know you the nigga. We just looked at this other day. When the Lord was reviled, he reviled not again. Just because, I told y'all this before, just because somebody give you an invitation to a party, don't mean you got to go. A lot of y'all been invited to real parties in your life and you say, you know what? I got to go to work in the morning. I think I'm going to go home and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But when people come to y'all with invitations for fighting, you say, you know what? I'm standing room on. I'm going to be the first one there. I don't put on a new outfit. Don't do that though, man. I told you from that, if niggas arguing and you let him argue, you know how he look like a fool? He arguing with himself. Y'all know that dude that we did that call with, man, he asked me to prove the Lord war, and that nigga got on that pole arguing with himself at 3 o'clock in the morning. Arguing with himself. I'm gonna try to tell you, leave that nigga alone. That nigga will sit on there and argue with himself. And guess what? Every person who on my timeline that see this nigga comment on this post, if they sit back and look, they would have seen that this nigga was on there arguing with himself. And you know what they would have seen? That nigga crazy. That nigga crazy. I remember one time, man, when that dude used to get on all them posts with all that crazy stuff, and my homegirl down here who I grew up with, she said I had to say something. She said, man, the way you were handling yourself, I seen that, but just because I know you, boss, she said I gotta say something to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And he went to sidebar, and I said, then yeah, man, leave that alone. She said I'm gonna leave that alone because you said leave it alone, but you know she didn't leave it alone. My nigga, she wasn't in the word, she didn't really have that. What she wasn't like it was, I know this man. You know what I'm saying? You side to this man, and I'm sitting back seeing how he responded to you. And how he responded to you is not how you responded to him. And then you steady going, this man ain't even saying nothing to you. See, y'all gotta be realizing, people see that, I would literally let a nigga argue with himself. I don't have a nigga argue, I would literally turned off and walked right away from him and left him there talking to himself. I mean, where you going? So to go take a nap? You gonna be here when I get finished? Yeah. Some of y'all done seen that online. You done got off online because you went back and forth with somebody, came back, and they were still going. It's I've been going 3 hours. Yes, sir. Man. They still going. That's a hallmark of their character. You ain't got to fall in it. When you fall in it, you showing the same character. He said, if it be possible as much lying, you live peaceably with all men. So if you can't live peaceably with them, guess what that means you need to do? Hold on, what you got? Look at Acts chapter 18, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure it's Acts 18. Acts 15 is what I want. Acts 15 and 39. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Make it 37. 36 is better. Acts 15 and 36. You alright? Back hurt. No, he got much longer. He's coming on down. What you feel like? All right, man? No, I'm talking about, oh, he taking the protein with him.
Oh, because that ain't going on.
I ain't mad at it. I used to do that too. And it says, and some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord, and see how they do. And Barnabas was determined to take with them John, whose surname was Mark. But Paul thought not good to take him with them, who departed from them from Pamphylia, and went not with them to the work. So Paul felt like, I want to take him because when we left, he didn't come to do no work. Well, what you want to bring the people up for? Let's see what happened. And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed unto Cyprus. And Paul chose Silas and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of God. And he went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the houses. You see what that was? He said, these are two men of God. Their contention on the matter was so sharp. They said, ain't no way we going to be able to keep peace with one another. If you're dead, we just separate. You see what I'm talking about? Now these were two men who labored together, had the Spirit, was sent to do the word, and their contention was so sharp. They didn't sit back and be like, nigga, do this, nigga, do that. He said, you know what? You take him with you. I'm going to take Silas. I'm going to go this way. You go that way. Because Paul wanted not wanting his dude to come with him up. When we left out of Pamphylia, he wasn't grinding with us. I don't want to take him. Who that is? Suck it up, boy. Suck it up. Cry on the inside. I don't want to hear that loud. Just keep it inside. I appreciate it. Come on back over there. Where we was at? Romans chapter 12. So you see what that means? It's possible to keep peace with all men. So if it's not possible to keep peace, then you got to separate. It ain't that hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that peace can't come back later. You see peace ain't, I got to just go. And that's also dealing with anything, period. I'm talking about if you in your house and you married and ain't no peace between you and your husband, you know what I'm saying? Or you and your wife, somebody got to go. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to go. Hold on. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, since I said it. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. What verse we want to start it at? Probably about verse 11. Brethren, if she depart, let her remain unmarried to be reconciled to her husband. Let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife that believe not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And a woman which have a husband that believe not, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. The reason why I'm using this here, you see the key thing he said, pleased to dwell. Now, if the husband or the woman or the man that you want to be with, or you married to, I should say, or even if you call yourself dating, which I can't see no safe dating, no center. But I know some of y'all might have been married and you come in the word, or you might have been talking to somebody and you come in the word, and you latched on to it and they did. Now you got to look on, is this person pleased to dwell with you? Now if they willing to walk in the word, without walking the word, but don't interfere with it, hey man, he say let them stay. But if they really pleased to dwell with you, then why wouldn't they do it? You know what I'm saying? Because I know me. You don't want to obey God's word? That's great. He was like, hey man, you got to go there. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. You can't, I don't know where you're going to live. But you can't live here. You know what I'm saying? You can't live here. Because I ain't finna be stressed. Because you want to be, because ain't no sin going to be in my house. I'm going to have shalom in my house. It's going to be peace. It's going to be rest in my house. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got to do it like God do it. That means if my finances is possible, I'll get you somewhere where you can live. You know what I'm talking about? But you can't stay here though. You got to go. Because if they please to dwell with you, they don't come out with all this stuff here, man. A lot of times, man, people don't be pleased to dwell. You know what I'm saying? They really just be latching on and holding on for different stuff. And the same way, man, I'll tell you, period. Even if y'all both say you in, man, ain't nothing conducive coming from two people constantly doing this here all the time. If this going on all the time, y'all not pleased to dwell with one another. You know what I'm saying? You ain't constantly headbutting and fighting somebody. If you love them and y'all supposed, that's not gonna happen. That don't mean you ain't gonna have no hiccups. Don't mean you're not gonna have no argument. Constantly. It's always contention. It's time to separate. That's just real now. They're trying to separate. They ain't just got to be in no relationship somebody you dating. Period. If you always find yourself at odds and there's contention and fighting and disdain all the time, there's nothing conducive about this relationship. That's not healthy. Don't you know that one person gonna end up being so resentful that if they could, they would have did like what you say your granddaddy wanted to do? I ain't gonna go into no detail. It wasn't nothing I know. You know what I'm saying? Cause what ends up happening is you gonna end up like Karen Hill going on sitting up on your husband. If you ever seen Goodfellas, he opened up his eye and she got that burn in his face. Cause nigga, I'll kill you. That's what ends up happening when you with somebody and you always head butting, fighting and arguing. You're not good for each other. And this ain't you talking about just being with somebody. If you had a friend or a family member you were doing, this relationship is not healthy. That means I need to just leave this person alone. See, it's amazing that when it comes out, if it ain't somebody you dating or your family members, or you know what I'm saying, you'll cut them off in a heartbeat if you was in a relationship like that with a person. You'll get rid of them. But when it's something you want to keep, you don't want to get rid of that. You want to try to hold on tight to that. That's retarded. Verse 19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. If your boss is a douchebag, overcome them with righteousness. Don't get overcome and render evil for evil. Well, when they give you, that's why he said if they help you heap the coal, that means you ain't got to say, that means you do something good for them, something they wouldn't even expect you to do. They can't respect, if you ever did something good for somebody they didn't expect you to do it, they didn't know how to come back with that. Or they did something nasty and you did something nice, they didn't know what to do. That's how you crackle. Y'all all been taught killing with kindness. Why you don't do it? That's broke. Back to Ephesians chapter 6. Hello. Thank you. Then we get down here to this Ezekiel 20. I got the rope. So back to Ephesians 6, verse 9. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with him. Meaning, on the flip side, if you own a business and you have employees, don't be treating them people like trash and garbage. You're supposed to treat them how the Lord treat his servants. With respect, with honor, with love. And he said, if you don't do that, I'm going to crash you, nigga. Ain't no respect to person. Same way you mentioned in the law, it say don't hold the man wages to the time when the sun going down. That man said, that man cried out for his wages. He said, that's going to be sin against thee, and I'm going to come see you. When I say wages, I'm talking about, man, work for that. Somebody work. Now, we know in this day society, you don't pay people day by day. But if you do, or if possible, if you told a man, whatever we do today, whatever you make, I'm going to pay you that.
That's what the work is.
You know what I'm saying? They give that man his money. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I mean, you know, now you know you get your hours in. I'm going to give y'all a scenario, something happened to me, right? Me and my homeboy, we were working with these people who took over the cleaning contract that we had when we were working. And they came in talking about they had to put a week in the hole. Some old crazy old time on a cleaning business, talking about a week in the hole. Now these people ain't give us our money. Now these people ain't want to give us our money. Now, when it came time that we start working for them, I'm like, hey man, you niggas still owe me $200. Oh, we don't know you better, we paid you. I said, now why would I get in your face about a little $200, man? What I look like, and y'all know I deal with this word. So why would I come to you and lie to you about $200? I said, you know what? I ain't finna argue with y'all about this money. I said, I'm gonna take it to the Lord and I'm gonna let him deal with it. Oh, what is it? I said, I'm through talking. You know what I'm saying? They went through all that. You trying to play me like I'm stupid. One thing for sure, two things for sure. I worked for it, I earned it, I want my money. I wouldn't care where it was at, I wouldn't care who I wanted for. If I worked for it and I earned it, I want my money. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to play with my money. I said, you ain't got to worry about it. I looked at his wife right in the face and said, I'm gonna take it to the Lord. I'm done. I'm good till my homeboy work out. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm done with it. You know what happened? 2 weeks later, they got fired for taking some costume jewelry and like $3-4 worth of change or some change from out the bar. They lost about a $2,000 a week contract for some costume jewelry and $10 worth of change. Couldn't resist.
Who put that taste in your mouth?
It was already in their mouth. He just put the opportunity there. I know the stupid nigga gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? You should have just paid me my money. And when they told me, I didn't sit back on the job. I say, thank the Lord, he's just. Leviticus 19:13. Since I mentioned it, I'm going to show y'all where it says. I say, thank the Lord, he's just. See, a lot of y'all don't do stuff. See, certain stuff, y'all do that Christian stuff. I'm going to give it to the Lord. You ain't going to give nothing to the Lord, lying nigga. You going to try to avenge yourself. Like I said, man, my homeboy used to go, he was going to, I said, well, I ain't going to their house. I ain't run a nigga down by mine. I ain't doing it. No, I say the Lord no. I ain't doing it.
This is what?
19 and 13. I ain't doing it.
Alright.
Listen what he say now. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all the night until the morning. I mean, give them people their money, man. And it's escaping my mind in the exact location. That man said somebody owe you some money. That man said you don't go out there to their house, knocking on the door. He said you let him come bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? He said you let him come bring it to you. You know, a lot of people don't sit back and look at it because you know what black people tell you, the nigga owe you some money. They like, well, I'm going to run that nigga down. You know what I'm saying? But guess what the book say? The book say don't do that. Book say if a man owes you, let him bring it to you. Because guess what? Because that's really when you putting your trust in the Lord. You ain't got to give me back what I gave you, nigga. Oh, Luke chapter 6, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll get there. We might not even get to the part of Ephesians chapter 6. What I want to show y'all in Ephesians chapter 6, when he say put on the armor of the Lord, the breastplate of the Lord, you see when you don't put on the armor of the Lord, that means you can stand to fight this man when he comes to try to break in your house. You'll be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Nigga, what you mean, nigga? I ain't got no cuffs on me, nigga. You can't rob me, nigga. I done bucked my fire. You know what I'm saying? I done bucked my fire. You don't want no problem with me, nigga. So I'm nice with this. Nigga say, what I mean say I'm surgical with this. And that's what I mean told that nigga what I'm telling you, that means I'm surgical with this. Luke chapter 6 about verse 36. We still hold in Mark chapter 3 and Numbers 35. If the Lord permit, we get back around there to Ephesians chapter 6. Is it 35 that I want? Yes, it is. Make it 30. Make it 31. Matter of fact, make it 30. Give to every man that asketh thee, and of him that take away thy goods, ask him not again. And does that mean you need to give something every time a nigga asks you to borrow something? Because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You know what I'm talking about? But he said, but if it's proper, he said, if they ask it, give it to him. He said, don't ask for it back. Let me tell you. He said, and as you would that men should do to you, do you also to them likewise. So the same way, if you lend something to somebody and you want somebody to pay you back, then guess what? Pay them people back then. Don't be doing to people that you don't want done to you, but you want somebody to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? You lend some money to somebody, you want them to pay you back. Nigga lend some money to you, you don't want to pay them back. But also when you dealing with people who may not be in their way, and they ask you something, don't even give the Lord to tell you why. He said, if you love them, which love you. What think have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what think have ye? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what think have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies and do good and lend, hope for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, for you shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind to the unthankful and to the evil. So you know what I'm telling you? If you know a nigga old sour nigga, you know what I'm saying? Don't really shoot it to you. You be able to tell you know what, man, you ain't even got to pay me back, bro. You ain't even got to do that. Because he's sitting there telling you your reward going to be in heaven. And guess what? The Lord bless sinners too. You know the Lord do stuff for people and people don't even say, I appreciate it. Thank the Lord. They don't even say thank you. You know what I'm saying? He feels everybody. He said, I'm kind to the unthankful and the evil. So you got to sit back and look at that on y'all end too. Because it's everybody you deal with in this life is not going to be in this way. So you can't have it in your mind, I'm only going to be good to the people that's in this way. You know what I'm saying? Let's just sit back and look at you lend something to somebody. They don't pay you back. Don't run them down. Because guess what? He that sit in heaven knows that you lent this to this person and they ain't pay you back. He know that, right? So you don't think that he'll work that out, whether it be at the resurrection of the just or before you leave the earth, to get back to you what you gave him? Because he's seen this here. I'll show you something else. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 6. Then we just reading the law, don't defraud a man of his wages. Well, let's look at what verse 6 say. Listen what it tell you now. He said that no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter. Who is your brother? That's who that do the will. That's those that do the will of God. So now Paul's sitting back telling you, he talked to the remember when you read that Leviticus 19 and 13, he was talking to Jews. He was telling Jews, don't you do your neighbor like that. He said, love your neighbors, you love yourself. So that's your brother. So that means, that's what that means. A man want us in here, man want us on his phone supposed to be defraud each other. Look what he said now. Because the Lord is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. He said he gonna avenge. He said he will avenge. So guess what that means? Even if they ain't saints, because that's what the Lord just told you in Luke chapter 6. Don't you be around here don't defraud no sinner either. Because guess what? Even if that sinner cry out, we gonna hear him in that matter. Because what does this law say? I can't justify the righteous over the wicked. Even in Deuteronomy chapter 1. Well, thank the Lord. He taking it in grace. Maybe he said that he wants y'all to know how to deal with each other.
Talk.
So y'all know how to handle some stuff. Deuteronomy chapter 1 about verse 15. He says, so I take the chiefs of your tribes, wise men, known unto you. Known, and made them heads over you, captains over 1,000, captains over hundreds, captains over 50s, captains over 10, officers among your tribes. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. You shall not respect persons in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me and I will hear. You know what he said? Ain't no respect to person. So whoever wrong is going to be condemned. Whoever is right will be vindicated. Y'all got to remember that. The Lord ain't going to sit back and look at it, well, you in this way, so I'm gonna look to you and I'm gonna do that for you because he's a sinner, even though he's the one right. I'm gonna justify you because you're supposed to be in this way. He's not gonna do that. But I'll be honest with you. How many Hebrews you know think that way? I'm just being honest with you. So you know what the Lord's trying to get you to do. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Because you're going to get yourself in trouble. Don't think like that. That's dangerous, dangerous way to go. Come on to Deuteronomy 24. You all right over there, little boy? Look at you, ready to cry. We'll make a man out you one day. If not, you're out the family. Deuteronomy 24 about verse, make it 9, make it 10. Just line up, right? What we talking about? Listen what he said now. Then he said, I'm going no means to the fall of your brother, right? But we got to see where it's at the law, so you know where it's at now. When thou dost lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou dost lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee. That means if your brother, you lend something to your brother, that means if y'all lend something to one another, you don't go to their house going to get that. Meaning you don't run them down to get it. They supposed to bring that to you. That don't mean that they say, hey, you can come to the house and get the money I owe you. Don't be a dummy. They tell you come to the house to get their money, your money. You can go to their house and get your money. What he's telling you is you don't run them down. Hold on. Hey, little boy. Little boy. Joshua. Let's suck it on up now. I hate to have to get out my chair. He said, listen what he said in verse 12. If a man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. If any case thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun go down, that he may sleep in his own raiment and bless thee, and it shall be righteousness unto thee before y'all die dark. So you know what that means? If somebody poor, and you know they ain't got it like that, and you holding their money, and you got it, that man said that's not going to be righteousness before you now. Don't get it. You know if you got that person money, don't get the people their money. Don't be sitting there, I'm going to hold it. I can take it to him today, but I'm going to give it to him tomorrow. Listen what he say now. Thou shalt not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in the land within thy gate. So guess what that means? He said don't do it to nobody. He said at his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and set his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto Yah, and it be sin unto thee. That means if you know you got employees that working for you, if you know you got employees that's working for you, because he just said if you got a hired servant, right? What you think a hired servant is? That's an employee.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And he's sitting there and he's telling you, he saying, you got these people money, you know this man that said, oh, I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my child support. I got to pay my light bill. My phone bill due. I got to pay this here. And you sitting there holding their money. And he said, if them people cry out against you, cry out to him about that, that man said that's going to be sin unto them. So guess what that means? If you working for somebody and they do that with your money, you ain't got to go act no monkey fool. I'm going to cry out to the Lord about my cash. And that's going to be sin. And guess what that means? He's going to come see it. You might not get that money they tried to shortchange you out of right then. But better believe you'll get it back. You'll get it back. That's all right now. So you notice it. Any of y'all thinking about starting your own business, you better know how to treat your employees now, because their word gonna damn you if you do the opposite. Their word tight now. See, that's how these Israelites don't really know. They just thinking about keeping Sabbath day, don't eat no swine. This thing said to tell you how to care and conduct yourself and everything, and you got to know this stuff. Come on back to Mark chapter 3. We got to sit back and see how they trod the son of God underfoot, counting them uncovered their strings, counting them unclean. Ain't that something, all that stuff coming? I thank the Lord. Lord, give a whole bunch of stuff, and you see that stuff coming, dude.
It's on time, bro.
Praise the Lord. He knows it, though. I didn't know it.
I'm telling you now.
He knows it. I didn't know it.
He knows. Yes, sir.
Lord, no, I didn't know it. I can tell you all how you were looking when we were talking about it, though.
Wait a minute.
I thank the Lord. You see how the Lord works? My heart is on that. I ain't know that.
Wow.
And I ain't having it in my mind to talk about none of that.
We know we see it. Recognize.
I thank the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So we look at verse 28 now. Truly I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of men, and blasphemies whatsoever they shall blaspheme. But he that shall blaspheme against the Ruach HaKodesh have never forgiven it, but is in danger of eternal damnation, because they said he have an unclean spirit. What you think gonna happen to you if you sit back and you say, because basically if you commit sin, you saying the Lord unclean. Y'all do realize that, right?
Yes, sir.
What if things get tight every day? I'd rather have it that way. Come on back to number 35. I had it in my mind to get this Ezekiel 20. I guess we have my head to save it for another day. Because we're not going to get there tonight. I'm not even going to try it. Because that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours by itself. And I'm about an hour and 24 more. And I'm not going to push that. Because I had it in my mind I wasn't going to keep y'all too long. And I'm going to stay true to that. Hey, thanks. Can I have some? Look. Can I have some? Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Hold on, man. Somebody throw something at this nigga. You know about that kid me? And he come with all that calling an old theatrical nigga. And he'll come out try to throw some spit out the side like I'm dying. But I don't believe you, nigga. They say, oh wow, that boy even 2 years old, he done learned drama and theatrics. Yeah, I'm talking about, they don't even work for him. He's gonna work with me. I mean, I don't want to tell a nigga choking die, nigga. I want you to look at him tell a choking die, nigga. So I used to say he seen Joshua smile for the first time ever yesterday. I used to see him smile all the time. Till I had to start dropping a mud hole in his behind and he didn't smile for me since. He used to smile for me all the time. Till he had to start taking nigga in his butt till he said he thought. He didn't give me no smile no more. He'll smile, just not for me. You know what I'm saying? He gotta do something. We gonna make a man out of him. His daddy won't be here. His daddy say he's gonna drop both feet in the behind, then grow 2 more and drop them in it too. Brian said I'm gonna multiply feet to drop off of this nigga behind. That's why I said, he know, because I already know how Brian feel. Same way what Dwight finna get that way. You know what I'm saying? I know Goldie feels the same way. He got a son. Delta got a sons too. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else got sons and I ain't mentioned you, my apologies. You know what I'm talking about? But boy, the last thing a man want his son to be is a Nancy boy. Well, you know what I'm saying? Old whining, crying nigga like to see his son might go to cry, next thing you know, he picked his jaw up off the ground, cause Pop can hit it. Wow! He said, he put them in 5. I don't care how old he was. And no son of mine gonna be around here crying like no little woman. I'm gonna beat it out of him. They come around here with all that crying. Nicole was talking about it the other day, there ain't no game. I'm telling you, boy, my son's gonna be so. I ain't with all that crying and whining. When I ain't with it, hey, I know you gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with that crying and whining out no baby. You know what I'm saying? Little girls can give them a little space before you really go upside their head. But you know that whining and crying with me is real aggravating. I can't stand it because you think that you're gonna actually get what you want from doing that. And I have to show you real fast that that's not how the world works. That because you cry and you whine, you think that that's gonna get you your way. I gotta break you out of that real fast. But ain't no son of mine gonna act like that. No son of me. Well, you don't want to be a man, boy, I knock you clean out. I wouldn't care. He's just a baby. Don't do him like that. That's my baby. I say this here. I'll hit you too. You keep taking up for him. That nigga's wrong. I'm gonna tell you. I can't help like that. I can't help like that. Ain't no spoiling it. Don't spoil it. I ain't with none of that stuff. He gonna be a man. You know what I'm saying? You can buy him stuff. All that baby and spoiling it. Right around. I'm telling you now, don't come to my son with all that baby talk stuff. I'll put you out my house. I'm talking to you.
She got me the will too.
I don't care that. I'm just letting you know, because you like to do it. I'm just letting you know. Don't do it with my nephew neither. Look at that baby talk stuff. That boy right there, that little boy right now. Look at him, he dropping real low. He hitting me right now to the kid. You ready to come up out of that. Don't play none of that stuff. You got Valentine blood in it. We don't baby, they soldiers. We'll do that though. Don't baby talk to son now. I'm telling you that right now. All that coming up, we be a bit. I'm telling you, you go sit out there on the steps for 20 minutes. You on time out. We're coming there with that. Not none of mine. That go for all y'all. You see my son, you got to work as a boss. But don't you be around there and don't come. Talk to him like a grown, talk to him like you're 22 years old. Talk to him like a grown man. How many of y'all done seen me talk to these babies like they grown? You know what I'm saying? You know why I talk to them like they grown? Because they understand every single solitary thing I'm saying. How many times y'all done sat back and the baby looked at me like, that nigga, they know what he's saying to him. You know what I'm saying? You tell me, let me get... I'm telling you, I'm going to my goo down, like this nigga, hey, look here, boy. Let's tighten up, boy, sit down somewhere. Nigga, listen to what's going on. I said, listen, put that water bottle around. Listen, look at this, bro, go ahead and drop him. Put it right on down. They know what's going on. I'm going to be honest with you. Them kids know what's going on usually probably about 6 months. I'm talking about when they can actually take heed to verbal commands. You know what I'm saying? That they literally know what's going on and can take heed to verbal commands at about 6 months. I was like that little muffin, man. I talk to her like a grown adult. I talk to all babies like that. Because the reason why, you don't expect me off the rip. I still never forget they were funny to me. That time I told King to put that skittle bag down. Well, I mean, look, and he took them skittle. That nigga flattened the bag out and all made it nice and neat when he put it back. That took me out. That took me out. By the time me and little mama well, see, I'm gonna call her little mama too, but Leah was talking. Dwight was just hilarious. He told me, they having a full conversation. I said, nothing. You know you wrong with Leah trying to come back with a comeback. I wouldn't hear none of that. She probably went up about 10, 11 months. If even that old. Talk to her like she was grown. I don't play that junk. Numbers 35. We finished number 35. I get Ezekiel 20 on Wednesday. Y'all know how that goes. Y'all know how long it took us to get to Ezekiel 18.
Yeah, man.
Lord do stuff how he wants to. He'll help somebody out. Yeah. Everything we talk about, he'll somebody out. Well, we starting about verse 17, right? He said, if he smite him with a throwing stone wherewith he may die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite with a hand weapon of war, wherewith he may die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meet him. He shall slay him. Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, he say when you meet that revenger of blood, he gonna slay you. Because remember, he said now, whoever shed man blood, by man blood, your blood must be shed, because the image of God made he him. You know Colossians chapter 1 say Yahshua is in the image of the invisible God. And did not man shed his blood? And if you's a sinner, and you done counted this man an unkodesh thing, that man say vengeance is of God. And guess who's the revenger of blood? Yahshua HaMashiach. Y'all already know this. Y'all heard it before. Some of y'all, most of y'all. Revelation 1 and 7 though. Behold, he come with clouds. Every eye shall see him. They also which pierced him, with all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. I'm the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. Revelation 14 and 14. So you gotta sit back and look at something, because they smote him with a weapon of wood, they put him on the tree. Y'all didn't catch that. What was the weapon of wood? The weapon of wood was the tree. 14 and 14, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one said like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was weak. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. So since they trod him underfoot, it's only right he trod you underfoot too.
Breaks the wrath. Breaks the wrath.
And he said he's going to come meet you. And remember what Deuteronomy chapter 7 about verse 9 say. He said, he that hate me I'm a repaying to his face. To his face. So when he said every eye gonna see him, that means y'all gonna see me because I'm gonna tell you got one of your face, nigga. Shoot that. See, now that right there, now that's gangster. So I'm gonna tell you something right here. That's what real killers do though. Real killers don't shoot a nigga in the body. They don't know what I'm saying. They will walk right up on you, look you right in your eyes, and blow your brains out. You know what I'm saying? They don't do no drive-bys. You know what I'm saying? They don't blow up no houses. They want the last thing that you see before you die is them. And the Lord wants every sinner, the last thing that they see before they leave here will be him. And when he wake them up again, before they cast him in the pit, the last thing they're going to see is him. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to what we read in Psalm 58 yesterday. And that's where it comes in at, where you will be washing your feet in these people's blood. So you might know it's a reward for the righteous. That you might know this man is going to avenge you. We've just been reading about it all. Y'all even call it that. We talked about it Wednesday. Talk about it on this. The man is going to pay these people back. Y'all didn't even caught the theme of all the stuff we've been talking about Wednesday, Saturday night, Saturday day, all the wicked stuff these people been doing. And every time we looked at something, he said, look what these people been doing. He said, but I'm going to get them though. But I'm going to get them though. But when I get them, will I find faith on the earth? Come on. Don't let it be you. That's number 35. That's number 35. I think that's nasty, nigga. That's your husband. Yeah, one like it. Casey, sit down. Number 35, where we at now? Number 35, verse 20. He said, but if he thrust him of hatred, or hurl at him by lying of weight that he died. Listen what he said. Or in enmity, smite him with his hand that he died. He that smote him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meet him. So now when he say of enmity, you know what enmity is? That's hatred. Lying of weight that he died. Who laying in wait? Who laying in wait? Judas laid in wait. And who also laid in wait with him? What's going on, homeboy? The chief priests and the scribes. Hey, somebody hit him upside his head. The chief priests and scribes, they lied in wait with him. That's why he says that his blood be on our children, so when the revenge of the blood comes, he gonna beat him. Why do you think in Acts chapter 5 when people told Peter that, man, when we tell you stop preaching this man, you intend to bring this man blood on us? Because they know the law says the revenge of blood got to meet him. And he said the enmity. Then we already read it up where it said that people were jealous of the man. It was hatred. Come on now, let's roll. So we can get done. We had an hour and a half. About an hour and 40 minutes, we got to roll. Let's get on out of here. He said verse 23, right? For verse 22, but if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or if cast upon him anything without laying of weight, or with a stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him that he died, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood, according to these judgments. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest which was anointed with the Kodesh oil. We don't went through this before. So this goes back to what we were looking at. We looked at the example of Paul. See, we went through this before, but it wasn't recorded. And we're not going to go into great detail right now. If the Lord allows us to come back at a future time and bring it to your remembrance, we're going to it in great detail. Yahshua is the city of refuge. Remember in Hebrews chapter 6, he said we have a refuge. About verse 17 and 19, he tells you this here. See, because Paul says, I did it out of ignorance. I didn't know. Like myself, I committed a lot of sin, but I didn't know what I was doing. Notice we sit back and we look in Hebrews chapter 10, and he said, if you sin willfully after receiving the knowledge of the truth, and then will sacrifice for sin, that means that blood on you, that means you know you killing this man. You know exactly. Hold on. John chapter 9, verse 4. I thank the Lord for the word. Thank the Lord for the word. John chapter 9, verse 39. Got a little bit while. I didn't want to get to the end of the chapter. And let me get y'all out of here. And Yahshua said, for judgment I am coming to this world, that they which see not might see, and they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, are we blind also? Yahshua said unto them, if you were blind, you should have no sin. But now you say, we see, therefore your sin remain. That means you know what you're doing. If you were blind, that means you're ignorant. You didn't know. If you were blind, that means you didn't know. Because if you're blind, you don't know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Paul said, I did these things out of ignorance, I received mercy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about this man's word. But when it was revealed unto me, I accepted it. You know what I'm saying? Notice when you sit back, look at that something. Some of y'all know what you're doing. You telling people, that's the key thing, how you know all these Israelites going to hell. They always say he conscious, he bold. That means you sin and you know it. And what better you say I'm asleep and I'm blind. You know what I'm talking about? He said, but then your sin could be removed. But he said, but since you see your sin remain, that means what we're looking at with that slayer. That means you laid in wait to kill the Lord then. You smite him with that instrument of iron. You know what I'm talking about? You scream crucified. You hit him with that instrument of wood. You had enmity in your heart and hatred in your heart for him, and you killed him. Your sin remains. That means you can't get it because the law said in Deuteronomy 19, if you did all these things and tried to run into the city of refuge, the revenge of blood will pull you up out of there and kill you dead. See, these people playing with this book, boy. These people don't pay. I'm telling you now, pay hard book. When Paul told you in Romans chapter 10, how can a man hear without a preacher? He told you no lie now. He told you no lie now. Because there's a lot of people don't know this here. How you ain't gonna sit back and realize you committing sin, you wasn't no different than them people laying in wait with them torches and rams talking about you came out of me against a thief, as a thief with swords and staves. Wasn't I dating what you teaching in the temple? Now you want to take me. So you were standing out there saying, crucified to my shoot nigga, I got some nail to the house for sharpness too. Alright then. Number 35. That's why I'm sitting here telling you. And these stupid niggas talking about Mayweather wrote because he got Hebrew letter on the chain. Stupid nigga. Pacquiao's a true man of God. It shows in his character. Pacquiao around here eating dog. Nigga, that's a delicacy where he from. I ain't saying that just because that's real talk. That's a delicacy where he from. Them people eat dog. Just like the Egyptians ate rhinoceros.
Oh, man.
And we're talking about we Egyptian. Nigga, I know Egyptian. Nigga, I don't know rhinoceros, nigga. Right here talking about Arabs be talking about us eating swine. They eat camel thigh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nigga eat camel, huh? Nigga, what you eating camel, nigga? I seen somebody talking about we can eat giraffe. He eat cloven footed and he eat part of the hood and he chew club. You go eat a nigga. All he knows is a giraffe, nigga.
How you get that?
I don't know how to get it. Only a nigga sitting around thinking about it. It's lawful, nigga. I'm straight, nigga.
Like that,
He want to eat a giraffe. Verse 20 says though. He said, but if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and the revenger of blood find them without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of the blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. Do y'all know what that means? If you come out the city of refuge, and he catch you, you kill, you know what that means? Let me show you what that means. In Ezekiel chapter 33. Let me show you what that means. I thank the Lord for the word, boy. I have never thought in a million years, boy, I'd be able to do what I can do right now. I promise you that. I tell y'all this all the time just for the simple fact, because this man know me. You know what I'm saying? See, we actually got two people who with that boy here right now who actually know me. My sister don't count. That's obvious. That's my sister. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about who's been in the street with me. See, y'all didn't realize, like me and Fat Boy have been in the trap together. You know what I'm saying? Now me and Langston, we grew up together, we ran together, but we didn't sell crack together. 33. You know what I'm saying? Me and Fat Boy sold crack. Me and this man argued about the Bible many a day. 33 and 10. And now I'm sitting around here with the ability God done gave me to manifest this man's word. Now this man said, if you come up out of that city of refuge now, and the slayer catch you, he said that blood ain't on the slayer. He said that blood on you. That blood on you. He didn't want to say that. Because you know what it's actually looking at? You were a sinner. You didn't know you were a sinner. Now I gave you a hiding place, and you came out to sin again. Therefore, thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel, thus you speak, saying, if our transgressions and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, how shall we then live? Say unto them, as I live, saith Yah, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. As I live, saith Yah, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. Why do you think the man made a city of refuge? I don't want to kill y'all. You know who the high priest is with the anointing oil on. That's Yahshua. He said you got to stay in there until his death. When a man done died and you supposed to die to sin and live under God. Do you know what I mean? That in Romans chapter 6. Come on, man. The man time to stay together. Pay attention. As I live, saith God, have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will you die, O house of Israel? Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of Israel, to the children of thy people, the righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby the day that he turn from his wickedness. Neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sinned. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trust in his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered, but for his iniquity that he hath committed, he shall die for it. So when you come up out of the sun, you turn from he that sinned willfully after receiving of the knowledge of the truth, there remain no more sacrifice for sin. You came out the city of refuge. Therefore, if the slave, that means if you step up out of there and he catch you, that's on you. 1 Corinthians 9 and 24, you ain't got to get it. You can write it down and go look at it in your own time. Paul said in that there, he said, I keep my body under subjection, lest what I preach to others, I be a castaway. Because if I step outside of this and go commit sin, I'm done. Why do you think he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved? That means you can't come out of the city of refuge. Do you see how I do Numbers 35 and Ezekiel 33 go hand in hand together with a tell you? Come on back to number 35 now. But you know, I don't know nothing. White dude told me the other day, he said, you can't come against me with your high school education. I got a degree in history.
Okay.
They got a degree in stupidity too. I ain't got no doctorate of divinity. I seen a nigga bragging about that the other day. I ain't got none of that. I don't know nothing about this book, man. I don't know nothing. Verse 28. Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest, but after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession. So these things shall be a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations and all your dwellings. Where we stop at? In all your dwellings. Whoso kill any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Moreover, you shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, but he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest. What y'all think that's talking about, that you should take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer? What y'all think they're talking about?
Don't glory in it, don't.
Not that there. Listen what he's saying. You should take no satisfaction in the life of a murderer. Well, let's see. No, that ain't it either. Let's look and see what Matthew 27 says. Let's look at Matthew 27. This is the last thing. I'm going to let y'all go. Let's see what Matthew 27 says. Little mother, where you at? And I'm just letting you know it's getting about that time for you to go ahead and... Langston can do it. I know Langston know how to work these cameras. Look at Matthew 27, verse 15. Then we'll go to Mark and we'll just see what the book say about this person. Matthew 27, verse 15. Now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Wherein will ye that I release unto you Barabbas, or Yahshua, which is called the Messiah? For he knew that for envy they delivered him. When he was sat down on the judgment seat, his wife said unto him, saying, Have thou not nothing to do with that just man, for I suffered many things in a dream because of him. Hold on, let's drop on down. Verse 20. But the chief priest, that was 19. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahshua. The governor answered and said unto them, Whither of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahshua, which is called the Messiah? They all said unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, that rather atonement was made, he took water and washed his hand before the multitude, saying, I'm innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then released he Barabbas unto them. When he scourged Yahshua, he delivered him to be crucified. Let's go look in Mark chapter 15 and let's see what it say about Barabbas. Mark 15 and about verse 4. Pilate asked him again, saying, Answer thou nothing? Behold, how many things they witness against thee. But Yahshua yet answered nothing, so that Pilate marveled. Now at the feast he released unto them one prisoner whomsoever they desired. And there was one named Barabbas, which laid down with them that made an insurrection with him, who had committed murder in the insurrection. And the multitude, crying aloud, began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them. They desired a murderer. They desired a murderer. So that means that people committed a great sin, then, didn't they? They went again, if they knew the law, they didn't even know they were fulfilling. Why do you think Barabbas had to be a murderer? Why do you think it mentioned he was a murderer? But the white man wrote the New Testament though. But Flavius Pfizer wrote the New Testament though. Sit your stupid butt down, nigga. No white folks don't know the law like that to write that. Number 35. I didn't even get about 4 or 5 things I had in my mind when me and Langston were working out I was going to preach today. But thank the Lord, he do as he see fit. Listen, I'm going to read verse 30 one more time. Whoso kill any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person that calls him to die. Moreover, he shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death. They took satisfaction in it. And you shall take no satisfaction of him that is fled to the city of his refuge, and he shall come again to dwell in the land unto the death of the high priest. So shall you not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defile the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I Yah dwell among the children of Israel. So let's come back to John chapter 19 verse 34, because he said if you don't pollute the land, because the blood defile the land. So let's look at that. I'm going to show you Luke chapter 21. I'm going to show you something else. We don't go out I thank the Lord. He said blood defile the land, right? Yahshua was innocent blood, right? So that means if his blood was shed, that means that land would defile. John 19 verse 34. Let's see what happened. But one of the soldiers came and pierced his side, and forthwith there came out what? Blood and water. So when they spilled his blood, that means the land would defile, right? So let's look at Luke chapter 21 verse 24 and let's see what this man's thing going to happen then. Luke 21 and 24. Make it 22. Make 21 and 20. This thing go right back to 7 there. Because he said the blood can only be cleansed by the blood of them that shed it, right? So that means the people who shed the innocent blood, their blood got to be shed. We already read it when we read Revelation 14.
27, yeah.
So when he come back, I'm going to read Revelation 19 to seal it on up, though. He says, verse 20 of Luke chapter 21. When you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let none of that, not them that are in the countries, enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. That means the Lord will revenge your blood. These are the days of vengeance. These stupid niggas didn't realize, I got to crash you niggas in 70 AD. My land defiled. I got to kill all you niggas. The land is defiled. There's innocent blood in here. And remember when we dealt with Abel? His blood cried out to me.
Yes, sir.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon their people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile, until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. Now the land can rest. So we come back and look at Revelation 19 and 11. So guess what? The only way the land can be inhabited is that that blood has to be cleansed. That's what the law say. Why do you think the book still always mention this man in Isaiah 63, Genesis 49? Because this man's garment got to be stained with blood. It got to be. Man, one of these days, man, I might actually know what to do with this book. This man said on the fire, and you heard the last verse in verse 34, number 34, he said, defile the land, therefore defile not the land that you shall inhabit it. Since they defiled the land, he put them out.
That's right,
They had to go. They had to go. Now Revelation 19 and 11, we're going to end it there. Let's get ready to cut this thing off, because I'm going to end it right now. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth go a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he tread the winepress of the fierceness and the wrath of Almighty God. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Hallelujah for Yahshua. Y'all understood all the stuff is easy?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, you good.